Good afternoon, sports fans. Happy Monday. Welcome to Full Count, SportsMemo's MLB betting coverage show. My friends, we come to you live every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be covering baseball with some of the best handicappers, analysts, columnists, and sports bettors on the planet. We're going to be giving out free picks on several games for today's card and plenty of time for you to get down on those free picks. I'm your host, Joe D'Amico, world champion handicapper, Vegas' biggest daily sports bettor. And guys, joining me today, kicking off the week, we've got an all-star panel. We've got the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson. Dionne, let me start with you. Good afternoon. Happy Monday to you.
Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Long time no see.
Long time no see. I think that was you I just met outside the bathroom down the hall. But great stuff. Dionne and I had a nice weekend. We had a full weekend, Enrique Iglesias, and we had the Raiders game, which was a lot of fun if you were not a Raiders fan. Having said that, good afternoon to Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, how are you today, buddy?
Hey, doing great, Joe. I actually had Arizona in that game yesterday, so I was kind of happy with the results myself.
You know, I know this is a baseball show. We don't go off on rants, because I know our producer Chris is in the background going, "God damn, Joey, what are you doing?" But you know, guys, we went to the Raiders game. We went to support our Las Vegas Raiders. Second quarter came, and everybody around you are Raider fans. Second quarter came, I looked at my buddy. I said, "We're going to lose this game in overtime." And I should have made that darn bet. Rocky, you were right. You saw it before the game. I thought it would be a tough game. I really did. But lots of fun. What can you do? I will tell you this, guys. No stadium. I've been to, I think, every football stadium in this country. There's no football stadium that brings the electricity that Allegiant brings you these days. Greatest stadium, greatest people. My friend Mark Chinook is the hype man. He's like, Raiders! He's great. The band, I know everybody in the band. So, guys, if you get a chance to come to Allegiant to see a Raiders game, whether you are rooting for the Raiders or the visiting team, or just here to have a good time, it's a great place to see a game. Speaking of great stuff, guys, a few announcements before we give out today's winner. Number one, hit that subscribe button. Two reasons why. Here at SportsMemo TV, we want to hit 10,000 subscribers. And we can't do it without your help. Number two, when you hit that subscribe button, guess what? You're going to get an alert every time SportsMemo TV has a show coming up, and you don't want any of our action-packed content. You don't want to miss any of it. I will tell you that. Second day thing, guys. Today is Monday, and over at SportsMemo, our customer appreciation is unrivaled. And you know what Mondays mean? $9 Monday. Any capper or cappers, any of your favorite capper or cappers, most of us put a place for $9 on Monday, and I'm going to tell you now, some of these plays are 5 units. Some of these plays are 10 units. Some of these plays are great plays. Some of these plays are games of the month. You don't get that anywhere else on any other brand but SportsMemo. After the show, follow Dionne, follow Rocky, follow Joe D, or follow any of the cappers over there. You can't go wrong following any of them. Guys, and this is a special week. You know, I want to tell you, normally we would save this for the best bet segment, but this is Dionne's birthday week. And being that she's the First Lady of Las Vegas, the great folks over at SportsMemo have a special discount for Dionne. Now, as you know, Dionne finished college football last year, number 2. She's on the leaderboards right now. MLB, she finished on the leaderboards in WNBA. She's killing it in college right now. NFL's a little up and down, but she had a nice weekend. Guys, I'm going to tell you now, 7 days all access for the First Lady of Las Vegas. She got every sport that she covers. $59. You can't beat that with a bat. Now, guys, having said all that, it just doesn't get any bigger or better than the customer appreciation you receive at SportsMemo. So please, after the show, $9 Mondays, Dionne's discount. There's a ton of discounts for all your favorite cappers. Go over, follow your favorite capper or cappers. You'll follow them to the bank. Without any further ado, we've got 3 wonderful roundtable games. The first roundtable game, guys, a nice AL West matchup. Mariners, they own the league's third wildcard spot by 4 games over the Orioles. Angels are 1 loss away from their postseason hopes going bye-bye. Currently, the line is Seattle minus 127.5 over 15. Let's go to the prettiest person on the panel today, the First Lady of Las Vegas. Dionne, give us your take on this game, please.
Yeah, in this game, if the season were to end today, the Seattle Mariners would make the playoffs. But we all know there's more weeks in the season, and the Mariners themselves have 17 games remaining. They have a slim lead over the postseason hopefuls, the Orioles, White Sox, and Twins. Today's matchup, depending on how you look at it, can accomplish a few things. For the Angels, they look to sweep a series against a team, but by beating them, they could put a division rival further away from making the postseason. As far as the Mariners go, they can get back on track with the victory here. and also put an end to the Angels' postseason hopes. That's right. The magic number for Los Angeles is 1. 1 loss, and they will be out of any chance of making the playoff. Suarez and Gilbert are today's pitchers. Suarez has some respectable numbers, but Gilbert has proven to be the ace of the Seattle staff. He is 12-6 with a 3.19 ERA this season. On the road, he has been stellar, going 7-1 with a 2.95 ERA. I feel the Angels are probably the most disappointing team in the American League this season. Here's some numbers that confirm that. They are 2-6 the last 8 versus right-handed starters, 18-41 the last 59 versus teams with a winning record, and 0-4 the last 4 during Game 4 of a series. It's very tough to sweep a 4-game sweep series, especially against a team like Seattle. I like the Mariners here today, no matter what the line is, but the line makes it even more appealing to me. So I'm going to go ahead and take Seattle in this one today.
Sports fans, Dionne D'Amico, the first lady of Las Vegas, she's all over the MLB leaderboard, says she likes the Mariners. By the way, Dionne, that's a very good breakdown. You had a lot of different angles in there for every type of sports bettor, and it was really a good breakdown. Great analysis, Dionne. I got to tell you that. Sports fans, extra shout out to Dionne. Just want you to know she's dealing with a very bad back. She trudged through the morning show and this show, and she's still doing it with class and grace, and she's still kicking butt. So, Dionne, great breakdown, and thank you for hanging in today, because she didn't want to let anybody down and not show up today, because God knows between me and Rocky, you'd go nuts. You get carpal tunnel flipping the volume up and down between the two of us. Great stuff,
I have to
Dionne.
be the yin to your guys' yang.
I love you, baby. You're the best. Thank you. Guys, we're going to go to Rocky Atkinson, who, among other things, is always on the leaderboards over at SportsMemo. It doesn't matter the sport. It could be on the diamond, could be on the gridiron. Heck, it could be on the hardwood. He is a winner. Rocky, give us your take. Mariners, Angels, Seattle 120, 7.5 over 15. Take it away.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I agree with Dionne fully here. She touched on a lot of points that I was going to make here on this game. Logan Gilbert gets the start. He's 12-6 with a 3.24 ERA overall, 7-1 with a 2.95 ERA on the road, and he's been very solid recently, 2-1 with a 0.53 ERA his last 3 starts. Jose Suarez is 5-7 with a 4.04 ERA overall, and he's 3-3 with a 4.21 ERA at home. Seattle's allowing only 3.7 runs per game their last 7 games overall, where they're holding opponents to a combined team batting average of only 210. Seattle's 5-1 after scoring 2 runs or less in their previous game. Seattle's 9-3 the last 12 road games against left-handed starters. Seattle's 28-12 their last 40 road games overall. They're 30-13 their last 43 games against a team with a losing record. The Angels, on the other hand, 18-41 the last 59 games against teams with a winning record. Seattle, just like Dionne said, Seattle's holding on to that last wild card spot right now, 4 games ahead of Baltimore. They need a win here. Got a couple weeks left or so, and they definitely need a win here. I'm going to recommend playing Seattle in this one.
Well, sports fans, great minds think alike. Both Dionne D'Amico and Rocky Atkinson say Seattle. Rocky, let me ask you this. Dionne touched on something, but I want to bring it to you. She touched on that the Angels were about the most disappointing team in the American League this season. It's hard to argue that fact. Good point, Dionne. They have some high-priced talent on this team. They've got Trout, they've got Ohtani, they've got a couple other guys. And to be honest with you, the only players that have really contributed have been some of their lower price guys. Do you see them maybe putting some of their going and having a fire sale because they can certainly get a little more talent for a lot less money right now. Do you think possibly Trout, Ohtani, any of these guys going to be wearing a different uniform next season?
I'm not positive on it, of course, but I don't see Ohtani or Trout going anywhere next year. I think they rebuild a little bit. And this year they were supposed to be competing, for a playoff spot. Everybody had them picked to make the playoffs, and just hasn't been their year. I think they make a few changes, but I think they keep their key components.
There you go. Great stuff. Thank you, Rocky. By the way, guys, just want you to know I am wearing my Yankees hat today. I'm always a Yankees fan. Very happy about Aaron Judge hitting 58th and 59th. He's still got, 16, 17, 18 games left to break Maris's record. Don't make no mistake of it, guys. He ain't going nowhere after this season. We talked about possibly, and Rocky, good point. Thank you. Trout and Ohtani, your opinion, they're not going anywhere. People are saying, oh, he's going to do this. He's going to sign the most lucrative deal in the history of baseball, and he's going to stay in the number one city in the world on the biggest team on the planet, and he is going to lead them for the next decade. Trust me when I tell you that. He's going to take off where Derek Jeter left. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's staying there, and if he's not, I'm going to take an axe and chop him down. He'll still be taller than me. I'll tell you that, guys. Let's go to our second round. By the way, we had some nice comments. Jack said some nice breakdown about Dionne and Rocky. Thank you, guys. By the way, Jack, thank you for tuning in, and we love to put those comments up, and thank you for chiming in. We appreciate you and your kind words. We got the best collection of cappers on the planet here at Sports Memo. And if anybody else out there has a nice question or a comment for one of our cappers or all of us, please throw it up there. We'll try to get it up during the show. We aim to please, guys. As you know, the customer service here at Sports Memo is unrivaled. That's why I have the best discounts, and that's why I have the best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet. Sports Memo went out of their way to get the best group of cappers in one place on the planet. Nowhere else, baby. Let's go to our second roundtable game. Two of the best teams in the AL. Whoever wins this series might have a mental edge in case they meet each other in the playoffs. Oddly enough, this is the first meeting between these two teams this season. Astros and Rays, guys. Astros have been consistent all year round. Rays have been consistent all year round. It has been a great season for both teams. I think this is a very exciting matchup tonight. Tampa Bay is currently $1.25, 7 under 120. Let's switch it around. Let's go to the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson first. Rocky, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very good game here, Joe, here tonight, Houston and Tampa Bay. Drew Rasmussen's going to start for Tampa Bay. He's 10-5 with a 2.77 ERA overall. He's 6-1 with a 1.97 ERA at home this season, and he's 1-1 with a 2.81 ERA his last three starts, and he's 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA in his one career start against Houston. Tampa Bay solid at home this year, 49-25. Where they allow only 3.3 runs per game, and they allow opposing teams a combined 214 batting average. Tampa Bay's 39-15 this year when the total is 7 or less. They're 8-1 their last 9 games against the American League West Division. Houston 3-9 their last 12 games when facing a starter with a WHIP of less than 1.15. Houston has clinched their playoff spot, but Tampa Bay currently sits. As it sits right now, they're making the playoffs as a wild card team, but they're going to need a solid finish to keep it. Tampa Bay 23-9 the last 32 games at home versus Houston. I'm going to recommend a small play on Tampa Bay in this one.
The Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, who, if you know it or not, even though this is a baseball show, let's keep talking football. 70% last year in the NFL. Rocky says a small play on Tampa Bay. Great stuff, Rocky. As usual, you always have something for every type of sports bettor. We appreciate it. I know everybody out there does as well. Let's go to the First Lady of Las Vegas. She's been all over at baseball leaderboards all season long since opening day. Last year, she's one of the top people at Sports Memo. Dionne, let's get your take, because I want to know what her take on this game. We may live together. We may know everything about each other, but I never know who she's going to come on the show with. Dionne, Astros Rays, Tampa Bay, 125, 7 under 115. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Playing just about the most consistent baseball in the American League since opening day, the Houston Astros have clinched a playoff spot while owning a 15-game lead in the American League West. They are on track to certainly hit over 100 wins for the regular season and are the best road team in the AL, going 46-28 away from home this season. The Tampa Bay Rays have also been playing good baseball all season long. They are in third place in the most competitive division in baseball, the American League East. They currently have a wild card spot, just a half game behind the Toronto Blue Jays and 1.5 games ahead of the Seattle Mariners. They need every win they can get right now. And like Joey did mention, believe it or not, these two teams have yet to meet this season. Now, despite taking seven of the overall last 10 meetings in this series, the Astros are just 9-23 the last 32 matchups in Tropicana Field. Garcia and Rasmussen are scheduled starters here. The Houston right-hander is 12-8 with a 4.04 ERA this season and is 4-0 over his past 5 starts. The Tampa Bay right-hander has a 10-5 record this season with a very respectable 2.77 ERA. To be quite honest with you, I think this game can go either way. While the Astros want to keep their foot on the gas, they don't need this victory here today as much as Tampa Bay does. So This game, in my opinion, is a little bit too tough for me to call, so I'm going to go ahead and stay away from this one.
Dionne D'Amico staying away from it. And by the way, Dionne, I respect that. I respect one of our cappers who are contributing to a show staying away as much as I respect a very strong opinion. When you stay away, sports fans, that means they're not going to gamble with your money. I appreciate that. They did a great breakdown. But she still did. And I'll tell you what, D, really good stuff, because you could have just said, I don't have an opinion. You gave some stats. You gave some arguments for either side. Maybe some of that's appealing to you, sports fans. Maybe it isn't. Either way, we appreciate that, Dionne. We're down 2 rounds. By the way, while Chris, our producer, is in our back room, I don't know if any, I don't know we don't talk about other shows, but this morning, Jesse Schul dressed up like Mr. Perfect on the first family show. He had the wig and the leotard, and he was throwing things around. We got to love it. I was asked in Twitter, and Chris is in our back room. He's our producer, does the best work in the business. Hi, Chris. I was asked by some of our followers if we could do some themed shows. Can we do a pajamas show? Can we do an Elvis themed show? Wants everybody on the show on the panel to look like Elvis. And one guy even said we would love to see Jesse and Joe dress up like Dolly Parton. So I'm throwing that out there to our producer, Chris, while he's in the backstage. Tell us, chime in if you want us to do some theme shows like that. Guys, we always have fun around here. Bottom line is we give you good, solid content. You know, Rocky and Dionne are 2 of the best cappers in the world, and they are certainly 2 of the best over at SportsMemo. Before the 3rd round starts, I want you to know Rocky doesn't matter the sport. He's a perennial leaderboard fixture. Dionne D'Amico, being that she's documented about 1.5 years to 2 years now, you know, she came in on top 5 in every sport she contributes in. She's doing great work, but that's the level, that's the quality of capper you get at SportsMemo. We are unrivaled, and numbers don't lie. You don't believe me? Hey, you think I'm full of bunk? Go check their numbers, because numbers don't lie. So having said that, guys, let's go to our 3rd round game. The Mets, they have, you know, a red-hot Atlanta team on their tail in the NL East, and the Brewers are just 2 games back of an NL wildcard spot. I think this is a very interesting matchup. Mets at Brewers, Milwaukee 115, 6.5 over is the line. You know, Mets are a good away team. Brewers are a good home team. It's just a great matchup right now. And if I'm not mistaken, the Mets have taken 2 of 3. They only met once this season. They've taken 2 of 3, but it was a while ago. This is a very interesting matchup. 2 very good teams. The Mets have, like I said, Atlanta on their tails. Milwaukee, the whole season long, they've been battling in the NL Central. This is a really good matchup for baseball fans. Let's switch it back around. Dionne D'Amico, the first lady of Las Vegas. Milwaukee, 115, 6.5 over 15. Take it away.
Yeah, this game to me is the most interesting and most exciting matchup on the Monday MLB card. The Mets have been atop the NL East for quite a while now. However, the Atlanta Braves are right over their shoulder, just 1 game back in the division. The Milwaukee Brewers, who have made the NL Central a 2-horse race for the most of the season, sit 8 games back in the division and is right outside the cusp of making the postseason, 2 games back of the wild card spot. Both teams need wins right now. As a matter of fact, they both need as many as they can get before the regular season ends. Now, New York has taken 2 of the 3 meetings this season over Milwaukee. Going back a bit, the Brewers have taken 6 of the overall 10 meetings. Both starters today, Max Scherzer and Corbin Burnes, are 2 of the best in the NL, and both have had success against their opponents today. In my opinion, this game is going to come down to 2 things: hitting and the bullpen. And in both cases, New York is significantly stronger. They own the 5th-ranked offense in baseball and 7th-ranked pitching staff, and for that reason, I am siding with the Mets today.
Dionne D'Amico all over the SportsMemo leaderboard says she's signing. Yeah, that's a really good breakdown. You know, I didn't think of it like that because I looked at this game today. I didn't think of it like that. And, you know, even though you got 2 great teams, you broke it down. You found 2 advantages for taking New York. Great breakdown. We love it. I know the viewers love it too. Let's go to the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson. I'm interested to see if great minds think alike or if he's going to contradict Dionne on her opinion on this game. Rocky, Mets at Brewers, Milwaukee 115, 6.5 over 15. It's all you, buddy.
Normally I go with a side, you know, on the shows here, and that's what I concentrate mostly on with my picks that I release to my clients. But in this one, I'm looking more at the total. I mean, we got 2 teams, and they both still have something to play for. The Mets can coast a little bit, but they don't want Atlanta to pass them in the division there. And Milwaukee, you know, they've underachieved this year, and they've got to turn it on here down the stretch to make the playoffs. Got two solid pitchers going in this one. Max Scherzer's 9-4, 2.26 ERA overall. He's 5-2 with a 2.86 ERA on the road, and he has a 2.89 ERA his last three starts, and he has a 2.21 ERA in 10 career starts versus Milwaukee. Corbin Burns 10-7 with a 3.12 ERA overall this year, 6-3, 3.10 ERA at home, and he has a 1.93 ERA in his 3 career starts versus the Mets. The Mets are allowing only 3.3 runs per game the last 7 games overall, where opposing teams have a combined batting average of only 178. The under is 4-1 the last 5 games for the Mets when the total is 6.5 or lower. The under's 15-7-1 the last 23 games for the Brewers when the total was 6.5 or lower. The under 7-1-1 the last 9 games for Milwaukee after they allow 5 runs or more. The under 7-2-1 the last 10 games when Milwaukee is off a loss. And the under is 9-3 the last 12 games overall in this series, and 5-1 the last 6 games when these teams play in Milwaukee. I'm going to recommend a play on the under 6.5 tonight. Try to get 7 if you possibly can, because that's a big half point right there. But I'll recommend a play on the under.
The Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, he likes the under 6. And if he said shop the number, he preferred it 7 runs. He really would. And as he made a point, big difference between that half run, that 6.5 and that 7. Remember, difference between a half a point and a half a run is winning and losing. All right, shop a number. Listen to Smokey Robinson's mother and shop around. Always shop around. The number doesn't give you an advantage. No shame in staying away. Great breakdown, Rocky. As usual, we come to expect from you. We love that. Why don't we stay with Rocky Atkinson, my friends? I know it's a baseball show. Last year, 70% in the NFL. It's not the first time he's done that. Certainly won't be the last, guys. And, you know, in this world of social media, everybody out there has got their platform 24 hours a day. But numbers don't lie. Somebody could tell you they're 24-0. They have to show you the documentation. Rocky Atkinson can show you documentation. You know where? Over at SportsMemo, because he's been kicking butt and taking names there for years. He is one of the best in the history of this business. I know, because Rocky and I have been friends for over a decade. And we became friends because of our mutual respect for one another. And I got to tell you, every year he brings it and he sets the bar and he reaches that bar and sets it higher for the following season. So he's going to tell you a little few things about what he's excited about on the premium side tonight and maybe through the weekend. You know, I know it's only Monday, but I know Rocky's already looking at college and pro football. I know there's a baseball show, but we want to make sure we can maximize your profits while minimizing any expenditures. And something Rocky's excited about in football, he'll tell you about. But I know he's got some things he's excited about on the premium side, and I know he's got a best bet for you for the show today. Rocky, it's all you, buddy.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, 70% last year in the NFL with all picks released to my clients, and I've started off the regular season 3-0. Yesterday I had Arizona, like we talked about earlier in the show when we first came on. I got some hate messages at halftime, you know, saying, "Why would you go with this pick? It sucked. You know, it don't matter if they come back. You still were on the wrong side. You know, blah blah blah." But Arizona did come back. Not only did they cover, they won outright. And I watched most of the second half, and I tell you, the play calling there was just it was bad. It was horrible. But so 3-0 to start the NFL regular season off this year. I don't have any premium picks up tonight, but I will have some NFL and college football starting to load tomorrow for my clients. So be sure to go ahead and sign up for that, and you'll get the plays as soon as I release them. As far as my best bet here for the show, Major League Baseball tonight, I'm going to recommend a play on the Atlanta Braves on the run line. It was -1.5, -160 when I released earlier. I'm not sure if it moved or not. Corey Abbott gets to start for Washington. He's 0-2 with a 5.19 ERA overall, and he's 0-1 with a 9.00 ERA on the road this year. Kyle Wright, 18-5 with a 3.18 ERA overall, 11-2 with a 2.82 ERA at home. Kyle Wright needs only 2 wins to get that very special 20 wins in the season mark. He's running out of time, so I think he needs a good showing here and a win here tonight, and he should get 1 or 2 more starts this season before the playoffs start. But, you know, he needs a victory tonight over this poor Washington team. Washington's 13-47 against division opponents this year, where they allow 5.9 runs per game. They're 15-40 their last 55 games against teams with a winning record. They're 1-5 their last 6 road games. They're 0-5 the last 5 games against right-handed starters. Atlanta allowing only 3.3 runs per game the last 7 games overall, where opponents have a combined team batting average of only 205. Atlanta very good at home, 50-25 this year, and they're 28-5 this year when playing against a team with a losing record in the second half of the season. Atlanta's 30-12 overall versus Washington the last 3 years, including winning 10 out of 13 this season. I'm going to recommend playing Atlanta on the run line tonight.
Sports fans, Rocky Atkinson says the Atlanta Braves run line. Great stuff from Rocky. You know, guys, he is a perennial leaderboard fixture over at SportsMemo. After this show, go over to SportsMemo. Take advantage of the best customer appreciation discounts in this business. Go follow Rocky. Go get him for a 3, a 7, or even a 30. Trust me, he'll make a believer out of you. You'll come back for more. And by the way, Rocky, to quote one of the 2 greatest gambling movies of all time, they don't pay at halftime, Axel. That's from the original Gambler with James Caan. Not that Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch garbage. Rocky, let me tell you, I'll tell you right now, you know, if you're betting a game, and by the way, now in props, you could bet first half, second half, hell, you could bet if a guy's going to drink Gatorade or water in the halftime. But I will tell you, Rocky, when somebody comes out against me and says, I can't believe D'Amico put this out and it's halftime, I will go and double my bet because I know it's a winner. I'll tell you that. So, you know, sports fans, you know, there are haters always going to hate, but they don't hate people that suck. They always hate people that are great. Hey, I'm wearing a Yankees hat. Either people love them or love to hate them. And Rocky, let me tell you, when you've been winning as long as you have, there's going to be somebody that comes out. It's not haters. It's just jealousy. I'll tell you that what it is. It's people that are jealous that they don't have your success. Guys, go follow Rocky. You'll follow him to the bank. I love Rocky. And by the way, when Rocky comes on a show, this just shows you the integrity of the Cappers over at SportsMemo. When Rocky comes on a show and he has nothing to sell on a Monday, he passed. He doesn't have anything up right now. He still came on the show. We're not here to upsell you here, guys. We want to give you good, solid, free content. You like our free content? Go to the website. Go take advantage of one of these customer appreciation discounts. We're not here to upsell. Oh, this game sucks, but I got this game that's great. We've all heard it before. That's not the type of integrity you get from the Cappers at SportsMemo. Rocky agreed to come on the show knowing he's got nothing to sell today. What does that tell you? He's a winner. Follow Rocky all the way to the damn bank. Let's go to the First Lady of Las Vegas. It's her birthday week. She's 29 all over again. I love her. I've been with her for a lot of years, and I love her. And by the way, D, I don't care how old you get. You're prettier than when I first met you, and you were gorgeous 22 years ago, babe. I love you. Now, Dionne D'Amico is doing some great work in multiple sports over at SportsMemo, but in MLB, once again this season, she is killing it all over the leaderboard. I got to tell you, and her free plays on the First Family Show and the MLB Full Count Show, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I think the last time I checked, they were like 80-something% the last several months. She is killing it. Killing it. And if her free plays make you money, what the hell do you think her premium plays are going to do for you in SportsMemo? So Dionne's going to tell you a few things she's excited about, and she's got a best bet for you. Dionne, it's all you, babe.
Thank you. I know that this is a baseball show, but I did break even with football this weekend, and that doesn't sit well with me. As far as today goes, I did pass in premium plays in both football and baseball, but there are several games that have already caught my eye for tomorrow. And also the great folks over at SportsMemo have a great special for you to celebrate my birthday week with me. You can get a 7-day all-access pass for just $59. All you have to do is use code BDAY7 upon checkout. And for my best bet today, I'm going to go back to one of the games we covered in the roundtable segment. I told you several reasons why I like the Mets to beat the Brewers today and what I feel is the most exciting game on the Monday baseball card. But there are a few things I did not touch on because I wanted to save them for my best bet segment. For starters, the Mets are a monster road team. I mean, outside of the Dodgers, they possess the best road record in the NL at 53-29. This includes 4 wins in their last 5 games played away from home. They are also phenomenal against right-handed starters, winning their last 4 against them, and they have had great success against the NL Central this season. Recently, they have taken 4 straight against this division. And one more item I'd like to bring up is that the fact that they are phenomenal in series openers, going 38-18 the last 56 during game 1 of a series. When I woke up this morning and saw the line on this game, I had to double and triple check this because I would have made the Mets at least $1.25 or $1.35 favorite. So getting them here as an underdog, I feel brings us enormous value. And for those reasons, my best bet today is New York.
The First Lady of Las Vegas, a perennial leaderboard fixture over at SportsMemo in multiple sports, says her best bet is New York. Great breakdown, Dionne. And, we really do appreciate you coming on the show, too. You passed today, and you still came on here to give everybody a best bet, give them breakdowns, even on a game that you said you had no opinion on. Still broke it down for everybody. This is why, guys, I'm going to keep saying it, because it's true, okay? I mean, I tell everybody I'm 5'10". We all know I'm not 5'10". That's not true. But I keep saying how great the integrity and the quality cappers are at SportsMemo. They're unrivaled. Rocky on Dionne, neither one has anything to sell on the board today, but yet they came on the show and they gave you best bets on 3 games. And they gave you their takes on 3 roundtable games and a best bet. I love that about you both. Guys, go follow Dionne. You'll follow her all the way to the bank. Dionne, by the way, I know that you're in a lot of pain because you're back, and thank you. We appreciate you coming on because you were a fan favorite here. You really are.
Thank you.
So thank you. Now, guys,
I
not only
make sure that I was still here for everybody today.
Babe, we love you. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. You know that. Sports fans, we don't just have the best cappers in the world at SportsMemo. We have the best fans, supporters. We have the best clients, you guys out there. Without you, we wouldn't be here, and our numbers go up each and every day. And I want you to know, I'm going to have a barbecue right here in Vegas. It's 90 degrees. I got some Maine lobster tails and some Wagyu filet mignon. I got some extras. Come on down. They'll be on the grill in a few hours. So anybody wants it, producer Chris will give you my home address in a few minutes. Ain't happening, guys. Some of you guys are some crazy sons of bitches, but I love you, all of you, for tuning in. Thank you very, very much. Having said that, guys, just because football's here doesn't mean we forget about baseball. All right, I have won 3 consecutive MLB games, only releasing 1 every few days. This time of year, guys, we must be more selective, even more selective. The pickings are slim. You got some inflated lines. You got some teams, they're not playing for anything. Some teams are. That does play a part this time of year. I have another winner today on the diamond for all of you to begin your week off right. My MLB Grand Slam plate, they are on a 15-6 run this season alone, and over the last 5 years, documented at over 75%. Join me today. We'll both get paid. We will beat our books and hit a Grand Slam. And guys, if you watch the First Family show this morning, and there's no earthly reason why you don't wake up with the First Family every morning, guys. And if you watch the First Family show, I gave out a free play on the Mariners. Now, I like to give diversity when doing multiple shows in one day. I don't want to give out the same game on every show. But to be very honest, my baseball's on fire, not just because I'm one of the best cappers in the history of the sports betting industry. That is true, but also because I'm being extremely selective. All right. The Monday cards, I feel, especially over the last few months, have been very tough. You got some big early games going off, what kind of hamstrings us. Our show starts at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Got some early games, but then they're inflating the lines in these later games. And now this time of year, I think it's even more difficult. As I just mentioned, some teams are playing for some stuff, some teams aren't. Okay. I posted I think today's card was very, very tough. I thought it was. I posted one big premium play that I love, and I gave out a free play on the early show that almost made it as a premium play, but I just could not find another game to give it to you in good conscience. Listen, I'm not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners, and I'm not going to gamble with your money or mine. So I'm not just going to give you some throwaway game, okay? I couldn't find another game for the best bet segment. I told our producer, Chris, I'm sorry, but I can't give out anything in good conscience. You know what Chris told me? He said, Joe, I love that. Tell our viewers that. They'll love us even more. So from Joe D, no best bet today. Like I said, I can't half-ass something for you guys. I can't allow myself in good conscience to put out a game that I'm half-assed about that I know you're betting your hard-earned money on. So forgive me. No best bet today. Let's bring this crew back on. We've got a great crew. Guys, we really do appreciate all of you, and that shows in the best discounts on the planet over at SportsMemo. We've got $9 Mondays. Tomorrow it's $2 Tuesdays. $2 Tuesday. We've got some things every day of the week for you to say thank you to you. And in return, all we ask, you tune in, hit that subscribe button. Let us hit those 10,000 viewers. But also, you get a bonus. Every time you hit that subscribe button, you'll get an alert to know anytime a SportsMemo TV show comes on, and you don't want to miss any of our free content. We've got the best cappers on the planet. So having said that, be sure to tune in every weekday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern to the show, Full Count. All right, we come to you live. We give out free winners with special guests each and every day and have a few laughs as well. Also, go to SportsMemo after the show. I keep saying it. Go to SportsMemo after the show. Take advantage of those great customer appreciation discounts, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You don't want to miss a darn thing. Guys, it's time. It's Monday. We got to take off. I know I've given you a headache. So we just love you. Guys, this is Joe D'Amico. On behalf of Sports Memo, Dionne, and Rocky, everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.